welcome to my channel. This is me, Esonasihle M, and the M stands for my surname, Bitlani, by the way. So this is the second episode of Wine with Esonasihle M, and I decided that today I want to tell you guys basically talk about stress. I'm not sure if I'd really say depression, but I'll just be safe and call it stress because my experience has taught me that stress can be very dangerous. Okay, I mean, there's depression, there's stress. And I feel like depression is like the, what is this? Like something worse than stress, obviously. Okay, the reason I feel it's important that I talk about this topic is that a lot of us are affected. I'll tell you guys this. Of course, you know that I resigned from work in March this year, and my reason for resignation was my financial problems. I had so many financial problems that I wasn't coping as a mom, I wasn't coping as a woman, I wasn't coping as an individual or a family person since I stay with my kids. So I decided that, you know what, instead of going, like getting this situation getting worse, let me just resign, get the money, settle my debts, and start over. And another thing, when I talk about settling dates or when I talk about dates in this scenario or in this case with me, I'm not talking about accounts, I'm not talking about clothing accounts, I'm not talking about loans, I'm talking about mashonisas. Now, that's a topic that I didn't even want to talk about, but I felt like it's necessary because we, some of us at some point, we go through this. Desperation of having to borrow money from Omashonisa, loan sharks, by the way, and trust me, that isn't the right route to go. Like, it isn't. Obviously, it's normal to like borrow 100 rand and whatnot, but then if you get used to it, it becomes like an addiction. Immediately, you don't have something, you know that that person will give you because you're gonna return it. You're working. Do you understand? So for me, because I'm basically alone, like it's just me and my kids, I do not actually have a support system. And because of that, I went overboard. It started with small amounts. It ended up with big amounts that I couldn't afford paying, and that led to stress because now people want their money and I couldn't afford paying them. So for me, that was yo that was like the worst last year, 2021, because this started towards the end of 2020. So 2020, 2021 were like, sorry, were like the worst years of my life because I had to go through that every day of my life. I had to make ends meet. I had to pay back these people, and there was a point where I couldn't afford paying them back. Now, one would ask, why didn't I borrow from banks? Here's the thing. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with debt review, but then I tried that thing and it turned out they were not paying my service providers, my creditors, and I had to what's this? I had to basically, what is it called? Like to take the money. What is it called? What is it called? Okay, yeah, but I had to stop with the debt review company because now my car was gonna be taken. Things were just gonna be hectic. My creditors were threatening, and I did that. Like I had to get that money back. I had to reverse, yes, shit. I had to reverse that the debit orders, and then pay my creditors myself. But one thing led to another. I just, because now there's this, so that flag of the debt review remained on my name. So I couldn't borrow money from banks anymore. Hence, I had to borrow from my Shonisas. And that was the biggest horror movie of all time for me because wow. Hey, wow. Now I'm laughing, but trust me, the last 2 years were hectic for me. They were very hectic, and I was basically living, working for them because I would wake up every morning, go to work, do what I do best, I mean, teach. And the next thing is when it's my payday, they get my money, I have to borrow again, even just for basic things like food, like rent, and all those. So I wasn't coping. And I kept working out ways in which I could make more money, but nothing was working. So I just decided, last year December, I was alone here. So I decided, you know what, my kids deserve better, and this is not life. It's not. It's not life. So that's when the thought of resigning came about. And I don't regret it. I do not regret it because working for Omashonisa or working to pay debt and not enjoying any cent from what you are earning is it's not cute. It's no child's play. That then can lead to a lot of stress. So, enough about that. I just wanted to give you guys a background regarding that because there's a lot involved in the Mashonisa and debt review thing on my side. But obviously, I can't be talk about that in detail because we here to talk about stress, how stress has actually affected me. Now, before I resigned, even this year, January, February, I was actually in a very bad space because, like I said, I mean, I was basically poor. I was struggling to make ends meet, and I stayed with my kids. Now, imagine that. But for some reason, I always managed to make a plan. I always managed to put food on the table for my kids. And I'm grateful to God for that. I am very grateful for that because I don't know how I did that, but I did, and I'm really grateful for that. But now, what I noticed, the me now and the me before are very different people. That me was very demotivated. I was at the age of just giving up. I just didn't know how to because I have these three people that depend on me. So for me, that wasn't an option, even though I did think about it a couple of times, but okay, nothing happened. So when I compare me then and me now, wow, the difference is a lot. I took things for granted, for instance, because I just thought I'm coping, I'm okay, and things will get better, especially now that I had a plan of resigning. But trust me, I wasn't okay. It was hard waking up in the morning, but I had to because I had to go to work. And I didn't want to have to come back to my place because I knew that coming back here would basically mean I need to figure out what are we eating tonight, what's gonna happen now. So yeah. And when I compare the me now and the me before, I'd say that I am happy now. I know I probably have said this before that I was happy, but I don't actually think I was. I just really wanted to be so desperately that I said I am, probably. Um, I didn't feel worth anything. I undermined myself. I never went out there because I just felt really not okay. I was having self esteem issues. I just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to cuddle up in my bed and stay there. But when I look at myself now, I'm even surprised by some of the things because I've been in a dark place for 2 years and I didn't even realize it. It's only now that I'm actually happy. I I wake up, I clean because I want to. I cook. I didn't even like cooking before. I don't know why, but now I actually cook. I bake. Um, Applying. Actively looking for work. Like very active at that. Um, I'm clean. I just want to bath every day, 2 times a day. I just want to look after my health. I'm just really okay. And I don't remember the last time I felt like this. I do not. So stress basically gets the worst of you because you just forget about you. You forget about the world. You forget about everything that ever mattered. You just want to die. I know I'm saying this so casually, but trust me, you just want to, just end it all. But I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful. Like, you guys, like, I'm actually happy, I'm actually happy. I don't know how to describe this, but I'm actually happy. So, anyway, what I'd advise you guys regarding this, when you are stressed, you need to deal with the core of the issue. My core was debt. Even now, I managed to settle after getting my payout from GPF. I managed to settle my Mashonisa debt, but the money wasn't enough for me to settle even my accounts and other things. But I'm happy. I'm happy, because wow, I'm not gonna get phone calls of people asking for their money, having to explain myself every month. That thing was exhausting. It was so exhausting, and I would never that's why in life I don't judge people because I've been through the worst and I know what it's like not to have anything when you are actually supposed to have something. And I know what it's like to stay with kids and not be able to provide for them when you are working. I know, and I gotta say, my kids understood because I just had to tell them what was happening so that they don't wonder. And they understood, and I'm grateful for that because now they are very good, they are happy too. So, stress is very dangerous. I mean, when I was waiting for the money, I just wanted to sleep. Literally, that is all I wanted to do, sleep. I would cry, I would sleep, cry, sleep, and I cry. I cry. I don't know how many times in the past 2 years I have cried every night. I have cried most nights, that is. I have prayed, and I'd feel like my prayers are not being answered. Wow. And now look at God. So, yeah. So that is stress. It really affected me, but I'm in a very good place right now. I am in a very good space, and I love that for me. I deserve it. I deserve it. My kids deserve a mom that is genuinely happy and excited to wake up in the morning because trust me, that counts. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope, I really hope you guys learned something from this, because it was just, for me, it was like some sort of reflection of what I've been through and just sharing that with you.